For Europe to achieve climate neutrality by 2050, further implementation and expansion of renewable and carbon-neutral energy sources is essential. This will require a total shift away from conventional fossil-based pathways to ecologically sustainable energy systems and production methods. There is one solution coming into the spotlight as a major player in making this transition possible: renewable hydrogen. Renewable hydrogen has become increasingly important and relevant because it offers several advantages. First, renewable hydrogen enables the use of renewable energy across all sectors, including those that are not easy to electrify and have limited renewable alternatives. Further, hydrogen can facilitate the proliferation of renewable energy throughout the entire energy system, such as through sector coupling. Sunfire, a company from Dresden, Germany, is a leader in the design and manufacture of water electrolyzers, a key technology for renewable hydrogen production.
Electrolysis is a technology that converts water, so H2O, into hydrogen and oxygen. And in our case, with the Sunfire electrolyzers, we can not only convert water, but also carbon dioxide very efficiently into syngas. And from syngas, we can replace any molecules that are today produced from crude oil. With our products, we are addressing some of the largest carbon dioxide emitters on this planet: the steel industry, refineries, and the aviation industry. The most important input for renewable hydrogen production is obviously renewable electricity. It is of utmost importance that we can demonstrate that the entire power that we use comes from solar, wind, or water power sources.
Through direct electrification, renewable electricity from wind, solar, or water sources can efficiently be used across most energy demand sectors and applications, including power and mobility. However, in applications that have high energy density requirements, such as many industrial manufacturing processes or aviation and long freight shipping, direct electrification, when possible, is not necessarily the best path. Renewable hydrogen presents an opportunity for deep decarbonization in these sectors.
Hydrogen-based products, like e-fuels, for example, are the only way to achieve net zero emissions in all industrial areas, like the steel industry, for example, but also in the chemical industry, in the agricultural industry, or also in aviation or maritime. So hydrogen is not only a nice to have, but it's a necessity if we really want to achieve our climate targets until 2050 to be completely CO2 neutral.
Sunfire has partnered with Salzgitter Flachstahl and Salzgitter Mannesmann Forschung, along with several other companies, on the GrInHy 2.0 project. It stands for Green Industrial Hydrogen and is funded by the EU's Fuel Cells and Hydrogen Joint Undertaking. GrInHy 2.0 is also part of a larger project called SALCOS, or Salzgitter Low Carbon Dioxide Steelmaking.
Today's state-of-the-art process to produce steel in Europe is the blast furnace. In Salzgitter we have 3 of them. The blast furnace produces hot metal from iron ore, which is basically iron oxide. So it's a mix of iron and oxygen. With the help of carbon in form of coal and coke, we separate the iron so that we can use it later on to produce our crude steel. With SALCOS, we want to change the status quo by using the chemical properties of hydrogen, because hydrogen is equally capable of separating the iron. We want to stepwise substitute the carbon, and there GrInHy 2.0 comes into play, because in the future we're going to need huge amounts of hydrogen.
In addition to the chemical reduction reaction of separating the iron from the oxygen, hydrogen is also required elsewhere in the steelmaking process.
Here at Salzgitter Flachstahl we are producing strip steel that is formed by our customers into components. For example, for the automotive industry, has to be annealed before it can be formed. And for that purpose we need hydrogen, because hydrogen is a very good heat conductor It increases the energy efficiency of the process, and it also prevents the strip steel from reoxidation. If you think about SALCOS for the long term, then by 2050 we want to fully transform today's steelmaking process to a hydrogen-based one.
With SALCOS and GrInHy 2.0, the Sunfire and Salzgitter teams are pioneering a shift in the steelmaking industry.
We have been able to demonstrate the production of green hydrogen for the steel industry, and I think we can proudly say that this has contributed to a mind change, both in the political sphere as well as in the industrial sphere.
Aldach is optimistic about the future success of this transition for the steelmaking industry.
The public awareness or the public demands green solutions, demands green products, and hence I think that the important factors are coming together for green steel production to become a reality.
The potential emission reductions in the steel industry made possible through the GrInHy projects also exist for many other emission-heavy industries and applications. The success of high-efficiency models like GrInHy 2.0 and the implementation of hydrogen-based power fuels provides solutions to address some of the largest emitting sectors. But there are a few major steps required to make this a reality.
It starts on the one hand side with the industrialization of a new technology. This means investments in production, upscaling, and automation of production. We require the financial support mechanisms that help us to finance this kind of upscaling process. We will probably also need cooperation between players in the electrolysis industry, but also in adjacent industries or similar industries like the automotive industry that can help to organize and realize this upscaling process. At the same time, we need a clear and stable and trustworthy regulatory framework that not only regulates how electrolyzers can purchase green power or how the hydrogen or the hydrogen derivatives are being certified, but it also needs to create a significant demand.
As we work toward European and global climate objectives, implementing efficient and carbon-neutral energy technologies will become increasingly paramount. Renewable hydrogen is proving to have high impact across all sectors, including mobility, heavy industry, and shipping, making it an essential tool for the successful energy transition.